we are going to see about the ureter. So this is the right kidney, this is the left kidney. Here you can see the hilum of the kidney where the pelvis arises, pelvis of the right kidney arises. It comes downwards, and at the lower border of the kidney it continues as the ureter. As you can see, ureter has an intra-abdominal part and a pelvic part. So first we will see about the intra-abdominal part of the ureter. So it extends from the lower border of the right kidney or lower border of the corresponding kidney till the inlet of the pelvis. Now when you come to the relations, it lies on the muscle over here. Here you can see the muscle, that is the psoas major, lies on the muscle psoas major, where it separates, the psoas major separates the ureter from the tips of the transverse process of all lumbar vertebrae from here to here. It separates the ureter from the transverse process of all lumbar vertebrae. Then you can see this nerve which is piercing the psoas major and coming out downward and laterally. This nerve is the genitofemoral nerve. So these are the posterior relations of the abdominal part of the ureter. When you come to the anterior relations of the abdominal part of the ureter, you can see this is the silhouette of the duodenum. So here the junction of the second and third part of duodenum that is present over the ureter. It is obvious that the relations of right and left ureters, the anterior relations of right and left ureters will be different on both sides. On the right side, as we saw already, that is the second and third parts of the duodenum over this region. Then downwards you have the right pair of gonadal vessels, right gonadal vein and right gonadal artery. Then here comes the right ascending colon. Here you have the transverse colon. Then in this region you will have the ileocolic junction. So the arteries supplying this region will be lying anterior to the ureter. Arteries will be right colic artery supplying the ascending colon and ileocolic branches supplies the junction of the ileum and the cecum, which is a part of the colon, part of the large intestine. Now here you have the root of mesentery extending along this line, this oblique region, that is also lying anterior to the ureter on the right side. Terminal part of the ileum also will be there. On the left side, in the upper part, you will have the left set of gonadal vessels, gonadal vein and gonadal artery. Then here the descending colon will be there. So the artery supplying the descending colon will be lying anterior, that is left colic artery. Here you will have the sigmoid colon which is coming over this region, and there you can see the root of the sigmoid mesocolon. So sigmoid colon artery supplying the sigmoid colon, that is also lying anterior to the left ureter. From this picture it is clear that this is the root of the sigmoid colon, and the apex of the root of the sigmoid mesocolon, the ureter crosses the pelvis at this region, at the apex, posterior to the apex of the sigmoid mesocolon. This is a V-shaped attachment, sigmoid mesocolon. One more thing, the artery supplying the left or descending colon will be branches from the inferior mesenteric vessels, and the artery supplying the ascending colon will be branches from the superior mesenteric vessels. We will come to see the relation of the pelvic part of the ureter, that is starting from the division of the common iliac artery into external iliac and internal iliac till the region where it enters the urinary bladder at the superlateral angle of the base of the urinary bladder. So here the ureter is divided into three parts. A first part that is extending from the division of the common iliac artery till the ischial spine. Here we can see the ischial spine. If this is the ischial spine, then this region will be the greater sciatic foramen and this will be the anterior border along the pointer. The first part of the ureter is a vertical part which extends from the division of the common iliac artery till the ischial spine. Then the second part which extends forward and medially towards the superlateral angle of the base of the ureter. Then third part is a intravesical part that we will not be dealing in this video. We will see about the relations of the each of the part of the ureters. The first part, in front. This is the first part. In front, the peritoneum will be there. Then in the female, this is the view. Here is the ureter. This is the uterus. This is the rectum. Here is the sigmoid colon. In the female, this ureter forms the posterior wall for the ovary. There is the ovarian fossa will be here and the posterior wall of the ovarian fossa will be formed by the ureter. So anterior. Now from the posterior relation of the first part of the ureter, let's see one by one. First one, this much region will be the posterior relation. This will be the internal iliac artery with its anterior division. The next one, internal iliac vein. Then posteriorly, this is the first sacral now. So here you will be having the lumbosacral trunk. Then again posterior to that you will have the sacroiliac joint. Medially, the first part of the ureter will be here. You will have the peritoneum. Laterally, the lateral relations of the first part of the ureter will be one by one. Obliterated umbilical artery. This artery, you can see the median umbilical ligament and superior vesical artery. So this will be the obliterated umbilical artery. Now this is the obturator artery. Here you have the inferior vesical artery. This is going to the rectum. So this is the middle rectal artery. In the female, you will have uterine and vaginal arteries as the lateral relations. That's all about the relations of the first part of the ureter. In the second part of ureter, which is extending from the ischial spine to the posterolateral angle of the base of the bladder, different relations will be different, male and female. So let's see one by one. First, male. In the male, below and laterally, here this region will be levator ani with its fascia. Above and medially, the ureter will be related to the peritoneum. Now, at the lateral angle of the base of the bladder, we have to go to a different view. This is the lateral angle of the base of the bladder. This is the ureter. Here, the ureter will be crossed above and medially by the vas deferens, below by the upper end of the seminal vesicle. Now we will go into the female relations of the second part. From here to here, this is the relations. Above, this is the broad ligament. This is the posterior view and this is the broad ligament. So the lower attached margin of the broad ligament will be related above to the ureter. Then at the lower border of the attached margin of broad ligament, you will have the uterine artery will be crossing lateral to medial above the ureter. Below, this will be the Mackenrod's ligament. Sometimes the ureter passes through the ligament through a fibrous tunnel. You can see the ureter is passing forwards into the bladder. So when it passing posterior to anterior, it is related medially to supravaginal part of the cervix uteri, this region, and further anteriorly you will have the anterior vaginal wall. Then laterally the ureter will be related to the uterine artery. Before, this is the uterine artery before it crosses the ureter from lateral to medial side. These are all the relations of the second part. Third part of the ureter will be the intravesical part. We are not dealing with that in this video.